baddest, so let us tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything earned for a goal of innovation, just passing the team over here might finish out bright future we can't vanish. It's 225 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions, thank us, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Yes, guys, welcome back to episode 3 of Transfer Weekly in this January transfer window. And once again, I am in a different location. I am still not home yet. I'm in the origination of Eagle-Eyed Football, where I started. I'm just not at my desk because my desk doesn't exist anymore. So, we're back. This is the last video, or the last stream before the deadline day stream. So, you know, the month's gone very quickly, and there's a lot of stuff that's happened, a lot of stuff that's outside of transfers that's really affected the transfers that we can and probably should be making. But that is what we are here to discuss today. No Rich, no Dan today, but we do have Chairman. How is it going?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I think I've got over Sunday's debacle, but it's all expected, really, wasn't it? But yeah, thanks for having me on my first Transfer Weekly.
So, as I am on my phone still, and I am trying to run everything, so what I will do is, if I click some comments, can you read them, please? It'll pop up on the screen. So we'll go big up Darren, big up Millsy. He says, hopefully get him out what he wants. 35 million is good for someone who's worth 20 million in 4 months. Get Glasner gone too. He is bringing the club down now, which is not on. Rivalry with Forest will be the saddest move of all time. Let's go get Zahar back. Big up Elio. Big up Earth. Mr. Boom is now Mr. Doom and Gloom. People are saying Glasner out. Older Bear saying I'm hitting all the low notes every 2 seconds. Is my audio all right?
Yeah, there's just noise coming out of it, definitely.
Okay, I can just take out my headphones and then it will be a bit more of a bad audio, but oh well. But yeah, big up everyone for joining us today. We have a few things on the agenda, but overall, Chairman, how do you think the transfer window's gone so far? Obviously, it's not great. Do you think that this transfer window, we've done a thing of we'll get Brennan Johnson in, we'll break our transfer record just to keep all the fans quiet and shut them up? I
think there is a lot of that, undoubtedly. I mean, Brennan Johnson, I think will be a pretty decent buy. My only question is, well, now Sarr's back, we've got an issue. Okay, Brennan Johnson now gives us depth up front, but we are really struggling for a centre half and a striker, and I think maybe we need to get them in. Obviously, we know we sold Mark before the Sunderland game, so why haven't we been? We've got another centre half in, and we've not even been linked with a centre half. I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? So, I mean, I'm glad Charlie Red came back, but I hope he really doesn't think playing 10 minutes against Chelsea is going to play the rest of the season. That's not going to happen, is it? He'll break down again.
Yeah.
No. I mean, to be fair, with one Brennan Johnson, which is great getting him in so early, but it's only a 2-3 out of 10 transfer window unless we pull something out of the fire. And if we sell Mateta, it's going to make it even worse, isn't it?
Yeah, so going off of that, Jean-Philippe Mateta, we haven't actually spoken about him at length yet. So he has been linked with rumours to Juventus, to Nottingham Forest, and to Aston Villa. Aston Villa look like they are going to get Tammy Abraham. Juventus look like they're going to get El Nasseri. And apparently, according to David Ornstein, who is probably the most reliable person when it comes to transfers in the world at the moment, he has said that Nottingham Forest have submitted a £35 million bid with a complete package totaling to roughly £40 million. So that's exactly what we wanted for him. Essentially, for him, his agent has screwed him over. Really, he's wanting to go to a big club, and then you're going to go to Forest. Obviously, putting our rivalry aside now, because there is a rivalry there now. Putting that aside, it's a very much a sideways move. And for someone who's 27, 28 years old, this is probably his next chance at a big move. And especially after the season he had last year, he's now a French international. You'd thought he'd try and push for a bigger club. No disrespect to Nottingham Forest, but he should be looking at a club in the Champions League. That's what he thinks he needs. However, with his performances this season, you can see why Forest is probably the only person coming calling with the amount of money that we're asking for. So, um, obviously, Glasner came out before the Chelsea game saying that there's no concrete offers, but obviously now Ornstein's come out and said there is a concrete offer. So that takes that point that I put down just invalid now, really. And also, to be fair with Glasner as well, when he actually said it originally, um, he has been lying a little bit in his press conferences, so I don't really know if I can trust what he says in his press conferences anymore. Obviously, we know now that there is an official bid, but maybe that bid was actually put in, and Glasner said no bid, even when he knew there was a bid. So I don't know. For some reason, the lying that he's been doing, I can't really trust a word that comes out of his mouth lately. I don't know if you agree, Chairman.
Yeah, I think it's quite ironic that that Mateta could go to one of the few clubs actually below us in the table, isn't it? So he's not really having a big step up there, which seems a bit strange. Um, I actually personally don't think we'll sell him. I think it's getting too late in the window to replace him. And I think obviously we had the money 2 weeks ago. We could have maybe pulled in maybe 2/3 players, but it's just getting so late in the window. So last week now, it's going to be panic buying. I fully accept that Mateta wants to go, and obviously I saw him walking off against Chelsea, not clapping the fans but waving to him. So that I thought that was a bit strange. I think if Palace are going to sell him, I think they've got to make it worth our while. And if, we want 40 plus up front and probably something in return as well. I'm not sure, but I mean, are we going to rely on Uche, Eddie, and Nketiah for the rest of the season? I mean, to be brutally honest with you, personally, I don't think we're in a relegation scrap. A lot of people think that. I don't think we are at the moment, but we are definitely looking over our shoulders. But I'm pretty sure that if we were to lose to Forest, Brighton, and then we've got Burnley, Wolves at home, and we say we get 1/2 points from them, people are going to get very jittery, aren't they? So, I mean, it's a shame really because last year Mateta was brilliant, wasn't he? But I mean, we saw a few videos ago. I'm sure you all seen it as well. The one-on-ones he's missed this year alone is absolutely incredible. And if he could have put 50% of them away, we would have probably another 5, 6, 7, 8 points by now. So, is it worth selling for 35 million? No, we probably can't replace him. So it's a big call. It really is.
I think that with what Ornstein said is that Palace are looking to only accept it if they can get someone else in the door before they actually let him go. So I think
Sensible.
it's on the case of we'll accept it, we'll accept the money, but the actual transaction of the player cannot go through until someone else officially signs for Crystal Palace. So obviously we're covering our back, but I think having that part of the deal in there, I don't think that we're going to get anyone over the line. And you never know. If we get a centre back over the line, Forest could maybe try and turn it around and say, "Oh, look, you did get a player in, not a striker, but you got a player in. So does it still I can see that clause being a legal loophole. I really can, especially with Mr. Marinakis and how he's moving.
Mm.
You never know. But let's actually talk about Mateta because I said in my fan cam and in the player ratings that if he could score, as Chairman already said a little bit, if he could score his one-on-ones, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. I reckon that we still wouldn't actually know that Glasner's going. You never know. If he could score his one-on-ones, Glasner might not even have made his decision up in October. He might have kept waiting on it. And if he was scoring his one-on-ones and he was having half as good of a season as he did last year, I don't think we would be in the situation. But let's actually go into that a little bit deeper. So I've gone through the games this season, and I've got a few stats for you guys. So I am not Statman Dan, but I have some stats for you. So this season in the Premier League, he has an XG. You're gonna hear XG a lot. This season, he has an XG of 11.97 in the Premier League alone, and he scored 8 goals. So already in the Premier League, he's underscoring himself by 4 goals. I'll keep going. In the Conference League, he's got a XG of 2.65, and he scored 0 goals. You know, not finishing his chances. In the Carabao Cup, he has an XG of 2.17 with also 0 goals. So if you add up all the games and all the XG, he scored 8 goals with an XG of 16.79. He's
I
not even
mean,
scoring half the chances that he's been given.
I
Because
mean,
we've been saying that he
yeah.
has got, like in some of these games, he's got no service, this, that. But the amount of one-on-ones that he's missed, a one-on-one basically is about as 0.7, 0.65 XG. He's missed 8 one-on-ones this season alone. He's missed 2 open goals, both of them against Everton. And other times he's just slapped it over the bar when he's been in the box free. I remember the one, I can't remember who it was against, but for some reason, the one that sticks into my head was, I think, Nketiah ran into the box, cut one
Bournemouth.
back, and then Mateta just blasted it miles over the bar when he was literally 2 yards out.
Yeah,
If
Bournemouth.
he could just
Three
put
all.
stuff like that away, then we wouldn't be in this situation. But he is underscoring his XG so badly, Chairman. Do you think that with looking at these stats in isolation, do you think that if you could even get 10 million for someone like that, you'd done a good job?
I mean, just going back on what you said, Everton away, he had a simple chance to make it 2-0, 3 points in the bag. Bournemouth at home, we got back to 3, we scored a hat-trick. Probably missed 4 that day. That chance in the last minute robbed us of 2.5 more points. We're on 33. And before I answer that question, just one quick thing about Glasner. If he put his chances away and we played a bit better and we were still sitting in top 6, how stupid would Glasner look leaving the club in top 6? But we've fallen away so badly, it's untrue. This year he's not doing very well. But saying that though, Wolves want 30 plus million for Strand Larson. Has he scored a goal yet this year? I'm not sure.
I can check it for you, but I think last time I looked, I think he's got like 2 goals this season.
And they want 35 million as well. So it seems to be the market. If you can kick the ball straight at 25 million straight away.
So Strand Larson. I'm going to only look for the Premier League this year.
Yeah.
He has 1 goal in
go.
21 appearances.
And Wolves are still asking 30 million for him.
Yeah, because of the season he had last year.
Exactly.
Just to remind everyone, he has scored 14 goals last year.
Same, and Mateta, our valuation is really based on last year's as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's exactly what theirs is as well, because Mateta scored 14 last year. He scored 14 last year. So, it's sort of the going rate right now for strikers that had a good year, and you're trying to flog them. I don't know, Chairman disagrees with me a little bit, but I think that he's been playing a little bit like he doesn't want to get injured, especially the Sunderland game. I think maybe less so in the Chelsea game because he's at home. But in the Sunderland game, to me, it looked like he's down tools and he just couldn't be asked. The goal he scored at Sunderland where it was offside, yes, it was an amazing finish, but it was so lazy for him not even to try and get back onside. Then again, that's a very Mateta thing. He doesn't like being onside. I'm sure he's from Belgium. He's got to be. Everyone from Belgium is born offside, so he must be from there. Got to be. And
don't you think he's been playing like that all season though? Very lethargic. I mean, they've been putting the story out. He's got a knee injury, but I think he's been playing like this all season. Personally, I mean, going back to August when he missed a 1-on-1 in Fredrikstad, isn't it?
Yeah. And also with the Mateta thing, I think that obviously we need someone else to come in. I think that's a given. The only thing that I would say though is that he's got a year and a half left on his contract. You know damn well he's not signing another contract. Yeah. This is the only opportunity we've got to get decent money for him. Because in the summer he'll be worth 20, maybe even 15.
I
if he
think it'd be
keeps
more than
going
that
like this.
personally. But
If
yeah,
anything, if he keeps going like this till the end of the season, no one's going to want him next year. So we'll be stuck with him, and then he'll run his contract out, and we won't make any money from him. So, as a business perspective, if you're only looking at the money, this is the best time to sell him.
100%.
But can you get someone else in? That's the problem.
I think it's going to be. I think it's getting too late personally. And if we did get somebody else in, it's going to be a panic buy. I mean, it could be like another Uche, which is. I mean, Uche's fine. We bought him for the next 2-3 years, not for now. And if you sell Mateta,
Uche's
you
a
need someone
loan,
for
he's
now.
not ours.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, that's right, yeah. But I think we've got an obligation to buy him, haven't we?
No, it's an option.
Okay. Well, anyway, I mean, again, he's the kind of player we want for a couple of years, but he's not going to walk into the team now. Oh, it gives you energy, but he hasn't got the experience and the finishing. But if you sell Mateta, you need to get a starting striker. And I don't see who's going to loan us a striker if they're playing well. It's a real dodgy situation. It really is. We could end up spending 35 million on Strand Larsen. As you just said, he scored 1 goal this year. I know Wolves have been terrible, but still.
To be fair, if you were going to offer me Strand Larsen, I don't think I'd want him either. I think he's too much of a fox in the box kind of big man, whereas we need someone that can build up the play with us. So, to be fair, I wouldn't want to spend that kind of money on him anyway, if I'm really honest. I'd much rather spend the money elsewhere. I mean, obviously, we're not going to go into it anymore, but rumours are that Lookman wants out, and the rumour is 30 million quid. Spend the 30, sell Mateta for 40, spend 30 on him, and then you got your 10 plus however much else it'll cost to get Sheriff in, and then get a centre back loan. I think that would be a 10 out of 10 window. But Lookman ain't coming to us. He's a bloody Europa League winner, isn't
Yeah, I
he?
think.
And he's got a, and also he's at that age where his value is going to start coming down as well. So but I'd love him, but I wouldn't want Strand Larsen in my opinion.
Yeah, me neither.
Just talking about Sheriff really quickly. I said last week apparently it's done. He looked like he came off through an injury when he played for Angers this weekend. So I don't know. It didn't look too bad, but they said it was an ankle. But Nixon did say that apparently it was just a precaution thing. So I know that he's going to be sold in this January transfer window, and they're just making sure he doesn't get really badly injured. And he said he's fine. To be fair, as long as you can get Sheriff done and we don't get pipped by bloody Wrexham, then
That would be terrible.
Yeah, I think you'll see me another day. But if Wrexham seem to take a transfer away from a Premier League team, I think I've got some things are very questionable. Let's say, but overall, chairman, let's say if we were to get Sheriff in, and then we let Mateta go for 40 million quid, would you do that?
And how much would Sheriff cost?
Sheriff is 19 million euros, so about 15 million quid.
So it's about a third of the price of Mateta. To be fair, the way Mateta is playing, why not? I mean, he's not really giving us anything at all. And as you said, maybe he has down tools, maybe his heart's not in it anymore. I mean, if he thinks playing like he's playing, he's going to get a Champions League move at £175,000 a week, I think he's gravely mistaken. I'd be surprised if Forest will pay him that. But we can only let him go if we have got adequate cover. We just cannot. We are sort of sinking fast down the table. We've still got 8 points clear of West Ham, but keep selling first team players out replacing them. Going to ask him for trouble.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, with Sheriff coming in, bearing in mind he's 19, do you think it's a good deal?
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, and then as long as you reinvest the money straight away.
Yeah.
With the balance of it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
All right, cool. Now we're gonna go on to stuff that is a lot less realistic. I'm gonna say this now before we even start talking, because this reminds me of a certain player that went to Liverpool after they went to Frankfurt instead of us. So let's go into the next person. Everyone is gonna like this. Gonzalo Ramos. Currently a PSG player, Portuguese striker, 24 years old. He has a contract that expires in 2028. So once again, not too long left on his contract. Chairman, before we start going into how he is as a player, what do you think? I know that when I told you who we're covering, I know you loaded up the highlights. What were your initial takeaways from him as a striker?
If you told me that we would get 35 million from Mateta and we could buy this guy for say 30 million, 100% do it. To be fair, even though he plays in France, he's a very English style centre half. I'm saying centre forward. He reminds me very much of Chris Wood. He's very in the box. He's big and strong. He puts the chances away. He doesn't sort of deviate too far from like the attacking area, which is what we want. He puts chances away. He's tall. He's got a good goals to games ratio. He looks like he's good with both feet as well. He's younger. He's 24 years old, as you said. I can't see us getting him, to be brutally honest with you. But if we had the choice, if we could sell Mateta and get Gonzalo Ramos in, 100%, I would do it. If you watch the videos of him, I know they always show the best parts, but you can see his makeup. He's a very, say, like Chris Wood type striker. He's big and strong. He's good in the air, good with both feet, and he's strong. And that's exactly what Mateta is, isn't it? Or used to be.
Yeah. To be fair, I'll talk a little bit more about why we're linked with him later, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, he signed for PSG in 2024, so he's only been there a year. Bear in mind, he signed 2024 Jan. They signed him for 65 million euros. 30 million quid ain't happening, is it? This season he only had 9 starts in 19 total appearances. He is still not a first teamer, bearing in mind his actual ratio isn't that bad. This season he's got 4 goals and no assists, bearing in mind he hasn't actually played that much, but he's only had a 5xG, so he's actually scoring pretty well for all the chances that he's been given. He says he's only missed 1 big chance all season, which is really, really good. Let's go back a few years. So PSG 24-25, 10 goals, 3 assists. PSG 23-24, 11 goals, 1 assist. Benfica 22-23. We're going to come back and talk about this a little bit later. 19 goals, 2 assists. Benfica 21-22 when he just started breaking through. Bars, by the way. 7 goals, 1 assist. And if you look at all the seasons on average, he has scored bang on his XG. He's scoring his chances, he's converting, and he's a clinical striker. As Chairman said, very good of all parts of the body, left foot, right foot, head as well. Very good at scoring. That season at Benfica, they won the league by miles as well, which is a good thing. SofaScore seem to believe he's 30 million quid as well, but I highly doubt that. Remember when apparently Ekatike was trying to provoke a move to us, but I think that was just agent talking to get his move to Frankfurt. I reckon it's probably the exact same thing. His Gonzalo Ramos' agent saying, look, my player's not starting. Then he put his name out there and then someone will come and pick him up. This story was broken by Duncan Castles, so if you want to go and ask the source, then go and ask him, because that's what I'm just reading off of what he's written, basically. But I've got an idea of why this has come around. Sorry, my phone just keeps sliding. Yeah, you know what? I'll give PSG Sosa for free. You know what? I think genuinely after that one cross that Sosa did against Chelsea, I think he's worth 65 million quid. So I think a straight swap will be worth it for PSG. If anything, we're getting the short end of the stick if we give them Sosa. But I've got an idea of where this link has come from. So the odds for Crystal Palace to get Roger Smith at the end of the season or to be our next manager has literally disintegrated. It's 2-1 now. It was really high. It's 2-1, and he's unemployed manager. He has said that I think publicly, not recently, but a few years ago, that he'd love to manage in the Premier League. He wants to manage in all leagues in the world. Like I said, he's unemployed right now, so there's no need for a breakout clause. He can start whenever. The only thing you need to do is get rid of Glasner, but you could just put him on garden leave and make him see out the end of his at the end of his contract if you wanted to do it that way. So and he's a very good manager. We'll speak a bit more about him in another video, another stream. But won the league with Benfica in 2022-23. That is the same year that Gonzalo Ramos scored 19 goals and got 2 assists. And also the year before that, Roger Smith actually brought him into the first team from the youth team. So he knows that player very, very well. And that's probably why he's been linked with a move, because he's not playing too much at PSG. This guy could be a potential manager. They went, guy struggling, was really good for this manager who might get a new job. Put it together, bang, you got a story. That possibly is what has happened. But if it does happen, brilliant. You got potentially a guy that can be a world-class striker. I think when he was performing well, I think that he came around just after Darwin Núñez, and he did really well in that league. I'm not saying that Darwin Núñez is like the best striker ever, but even if he came to Palace, he'd be unreal. Like he wasn't good enough for Liverpool, but for us, he'd do a job. He'd be unreal for us. But something along those lines, I reckon if we even inquired about him, he'd be close to 50 million quid, because PSG, I know that they got loads of money, but they're not stupid. They're not going to give us a half price discount for a player they've only had for a year, are they? Bearing in mind he's still scoring goals for them. Remember, he's still scored 25 goals for PSG in 3 years. That's still not bad at the end of the day, is it?
No, it's excellent. I like Collins' idea. I think if we offer him 30 million plus Sousa and tell him Sousa's actually Walton, then we might get him. But for me, it just got Ekatike vibes. I think they're just using us to flush him out, to flush other teams out. And unfortunately, because everybody knows we're looking for a striker. So, yeah, put us in the frame and it just alerts everybody else, isn't it? He's a really, really good player. I don't think he'll come to us, but it'd be great if he did, but I can't see it.
Yeah, I agree. It's not going to happen, but it's a rumor. It's a good rumor. I wish we had a centre back rumor, but we've got to talk about it. It's never going to happen, but you got to dream sometimes. However, though, Chairman, I've never heard anyone describe Gonzalo Ramos as Chris Wood. That is outrageous.
No, it's just not in the way he plays. Just the way he plays, the way he moves. He's quite big and strong, and he leads the line well. And he just, he runs that channel where he stays sort of in like the line of the goal, and he just stays there. Maybe goes back and forwards, obviously, but when a winger goes down and cuts the ball back, he's in the right position, and that's what Chris Wood does very well, because he does score a lot of goals, and he just reminded me the way he played. Gonzalo Ramos is it's like a quality Chris Wood, definitely. It's like a step up above, but I can see the similarities in the way he plays.
Yeah.
It's a lovely dream, isn't it?
Oh, it's a lovely dream.
It's a lovely dream.
It's a really good dream, actually. Last player of the day, and get ready for the pronunciation here, because I have not practiced this one. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Mohamed Kader Mite. I don't know. This story was broken by Graham Bailey. So once again, I'm shifting the blame before my information's wrong. Because I'm not going to go on record saying, oh, I know this, I know that. Bearing in mind, I did say that Sheriff was done last week and there's still nothing, but, it is what it is. Very quickly, Chairman, Rennes has rejected 35 million quid bid from a Saudi team. Have we got any chance in getting this guy?
I've got to say, after looking at him play, to me, I don't think he's no better than Uche, but honestly, and to ask for 35 million quid, I think it's ridiculous.
I think it's his age, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. He's big and he's strong, and obviously, I mean, he scored 5 goals in the last 29 games.
So in 2 years of him playing football, 6 starts this season, 2 starts last season. He's got 2 goals last season and no assists, 3 goals this season and 2 assists. So his total output is 5 goals, 2 assists for an 18-year-old. For an 18-year-old who's just breaking in, that's not bad return.
No,
to ask that much money for him is a different thing completely.
Crazy. It's not the Premier League he's done it in, is he? He's done it in French. I mean, okay, we know that Paris Saint-Germain are the best team, but some of the teams in there are pretty dreadful, to be honest with you. But I don't want this one to happen. I think this would just stifle Uche, and I don't see the point in it personally. I mean, it looks okay, but so does Uche, doesn't he?
Yeah, but what I would say is both Ramos and Mite, I do think that both of them are a lot more mobile than Jean-Philippe Mateta.
Oh, yeah. I mean, undoubtedly, he's very mobile. Yeah, we said that he's strong. He's good in the air. He's very, very mobile, and he's far more mobile than Mateta. But
I think with him, I think the one thing that did actually surprise me is once again both left foot, right foot is good in the air. To me, it really struck me as his dribbling. For someone as big as he is and as gangly as he is, I think he's really good with the ball at his feet, and his movement is really good for someone as young as him.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when you watch the videos of him, there's not many videos of him scoring goals, but there's a lot of videos of him running forward, taking players on, and sort of pushing the ball wide. There's a lot of videos of that. Not actually many videos of scoring. But our problem, unfortunately, is goal scoring, and that's where we need to solve it somehow.
Yeah, and I think that's why we got someone like Brennan Johnson. So you just put it on a plate for him and he'll put it in. So maybe having another striker that's a facilitator could go into our hands. But is it really a smart idea to build your whole team around someone who's just joined the club in Brennan Johnson? Probably not.
No, not at all. At least he's got Premiership experience, though, isn't he?
Yeah,
he
does.
was Tottenham's goal scorer, top goal scorer last year. But one thing you don't get with Brennan Johnson is that you don't get defending from the front. He is a finisher, but we don't seem to be laying it on the plate for anybody at the moment, do we? I do for John Mateta, but he misses it anyway, doesn't he? So
yeah. Well, that's just by his XG. I think but outside of that, I think he's strong for his age. He's massive. He's 6'4". Not the fastest guy in the world, but really good at dribbling, good at heading. I think that he's overall a really good, exciting prospect for someone that might actually spend that money. On my notes here, I've got well out of budget. Don't go anywhere near him. That's what I wrote in my notes. But if he was the same price as Sheriff, and bear in mind, I think Sheriff is a year older than him, then it's a bit of a toss-up, really. I don't know who I would pick. Probably still Sheriff because he's had a bit more first-team experience and he's a year older. But to be fair, if they were both the same price, I wouldn't really mind either or.
I mean, Sheriff's record in front of goals is a lot better than Mate's.
It's only 2 more goals though this season.
Yeah,
it's
true.
not like it's much.
But then Mateta scored 8 goals this year. I know he's missed a whole load, but he scored 8 goals already. So,
but I'm sure. Please, anyone in the chat, please correct me. I'm almost positive that 3 of those goals were from penalties.
Very possible. Yeah,
so if you look at it that way, he's also scored 5 goals this season.
Yeah, very true. Yeah,
and I know Sheriff hasn't taken a penalty. So then that puts him equal.
I mean, this is a difficult situation. I mean, everybody is looking for a striker. I mean, I saw the thing yesterday with Arsenal, and they spent sort of £60 odd million on loads of players and just not scoring. And it just shows you spend £60 odd million and you could get another Mateta. Everybody's looking for that one striker, aren't they? I must admit, if we still had Dougie, I'd be quite much more confident. But I don't know. I don't think this guy's the answer personally. I think if we had a chance to get Ramos, which I don't think we'll get, I know he would be the answer, but I don't think we'll get him either.
Yeah, I think, and also I love Lookman. He will never get him either.
I mean, just on the side,
Colin here says could get Wilson. You're not getting him. I know he's out of contract, but he's definitely
he'd be a very good player. Yeah,
but I know he's out of contract. He's going to sign a new deal there. He's scoring worldies and he's having a really good season. They're not going to let him go.
The big issue as well, really, is that how do you persuade a young player to come to us? Or how's Glasgow going to persuade a young player to come to Palace when the whole world knows he's going anyway?
I mean, I would like to think that our new manager is already behind the scenes. I'd like to think that, but I don't think that is the case.
So nor do I know.
Let's just go through a few more. Durfairs, not even worth 10 million.
Totally
We
agree.
got Johnson for 35, and Fulham are going to get Oscar Bob for 35. Millsy said, can we get real people, Hardy Wright or Josh Sargent? Hardy Wright ain't going nowhere. Coventry are miles at the top of the league.
I think
Josh
Josh Sargent.
Sargent, he was rubbish at Norwich.
I think he's in talks with West Ham anyway.
Yeah, he was
So,
rubbish at Norwich, so I wouldn't
yeah.
want to go anywhere near him.
Had you right, good, but he's only really done it the last couple of years. But could he do it in the Premiership? I don't know. But the problem is they are in our budget, aren't they?
Yeah. Earth says Ian Wright would do a better job now than Mateta.
At 50. You're probably right, actually.
I mean,
I think about Ian Wright knew how to score 1-on-1.
Yeah. Caleb here says Lyle Foster. I think Lyle Foster's a good player. I don't think he'd be quality enough to do European football. I'm not saying we'll do European football every year, but I think we need to have some sort of player that's young enough, but they have that quality right now to go. Just scrolling back, everyone's agreeing with us, just saying that just get rid of Mateta no matter what, get a striker in, and they said that Ramos is not happening. We know that as well.
I mean, is there any strikers at Forest that we could take, like as a part swap, maybe?
Well, you wouldn't want Iwanyi because he's always injured.
True.
You wouldn't want Chris Wood because he's
Always
35 and he's
Always
probably injured as well.
The name's struggling, isn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't want. To be fair, the only person that I'd probably want from their whole team is probably Callum Hudson-Odoi.
But he'd be in the same position as Pino or Sarr or
yeah,
Brendan
but
Johnson.
he is that, but he is slightly different to Pino, though, isn't he? Like a player profile wise. But we spent a load of money on Pino, so Rich said Xerxes loan. I doubt it. I think Carrick's using him quite a bit. And no, he didn't use him, did he? He'd rather play Dorgu up front instead of Xerxes.
Yeah, we saw that.
He played a left back up front before Xerxes. You know, I think Xerxes would do well for us because he is very much a build up kind of striker. He's a bit like Ayew with an afro, isn't he? He's quite good, but I reckon his wages will be astronomical because he plays for Man United.
Our profile for a striker has to be a big man because he plays up front on his own.
I mean, Xerxes is a big man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, definitely.
He was good at Burnley as well for Fana. Monty saying that Arteta's already destroyed Eze.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Unfortunately, and we know Eze's a great player. He's just not utilising him in the right way.
No, they want him to be Odegaard, but he's never been Odegaard.
No.
Mark Bright as well. There you go. Mateta's got 4 penalty goals. So if anything, he scored 3.
Oh well, there you go then.
3 goals this year from open play.
And missed 8 1-on-1s.
Yeah. FC's looking unreal at Coventry, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, with a new manager coming in and not singling him out and digging him out every 2 seconds, you never know, he might actually flourish. He might have played so badly under Glasner because a 10 is not his position. He's a winger. He's not a 10. And also, if he's been told you have to play the system, blah, 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 a player like that is not a system player. They're there to go and express themselves. So the second you take that off, that away from him, he's got shackles on him and he's not even going to be half the player he was. So hopefully our next manager can actually let him loose, really, because he looks like a really good player.
I think with Esse, I think go back to Liverpool last season. I don't think he's ever forgiven him for that. When he brought him on and took him off again. I think that's really killed his confidence with us.
Yeah. Colin says, get Morgan Gibbs-White. He is not leaving Forest.
No chance. No.
He's special friends with Mr. Marinakis. Have you seen that video?
I know, yeah, that's right. Yeah, with the gun. Yes, you are a great manager.
But other than that, I think that we are all done. Sharon, is there anything else you wanted to add on to the end of this?
I'll tell you what I did see quickly, actually, that it's all rumours, obviously, but I mean, Forest looking at trying to unload Elliot Anderson as well.
Are you sure?
I read that this morning. Yeah, they will consider offers. Now, obviously, I wouldn't want to sell Mateta this way, but if we sold Mateta, or say we take Elliot Anderson in for Mateta, that'd be
That would
long
never
term.
happen, no.
I know it wouldn't, but that's what they were looking at. They were looking at doing things like that, wouldn't they? So, but no, they want 50, 60 million from him, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
If Mateta's worth 35, he's worth 50, isn't he?
Yeah, I like this from Martin Ryder. He says, how about Mateta or Murillo swap? I think that Murillo wouldn't come. I think he's too high of a quality of centre back to be done in that deal. If that was to happen, we'd probably have to give them Mateta and 20 million quid, which is not going to happen. Yes, we need a centre back. He'd be our starting centre back easily. But I would like a swap deal, just Mateta for Delap. If I'm really honest, I'd take that.
Saying I think Delap will fit our system wonderfully well. He's a good, big, strong player up front, isn't he? He'll suit our system.
100%.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, brilliant. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. So, in this stream, we have covered Mateta potentially going with all Mateta's highs and lows at the club this season. You know, his XG not scoring anywhere near it. We've talked about Gonzalo Ramos and the fact that he's probably never going to sign for us. And it's been a bit of a conspiracy theory that our potential new manager was his manager when he had his great season at Benfica. And finally, Mite, who is a young talent, but probably a little bit too far out of our price range. So, guys, thank you very, very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, up the Palace.
Thanks to the 64 watching as well.
Oh, 100%. Remember to like. I want to see more than 20 likes. Eagles.
Eagles.